I'm glad I wear cheap glasses because I've been losing them all the time. They put them on my, won't stay on my head, so I put it in my pocket. They fall out. Now they're here somewhere. Maybe after the big freeze, I'll find them if we get one. Anyhow, a couple days ago, I had a conversation with a guy younger than me. And I don't know what started the conversation, but we're talking about state of the art. That phrase kept coming up, state of the art, latest and the greatest. And if you think of fur trappers, long hunters, mountain men, going back to the fur trapper days and all that, they look pretty primitive. The stuff they used, all this Indian stuff that came from the Indian cultures, but it looked primitive at the time. They didn't do that to look cool, but at that time, that was state of the art. That was the most effective stuff they had available to them. Stuff made back east was either too heavy or couldn't handle the abuse, lightweight, heavy, whatever. But the stuff they had, a lot of the stuff they took from the Indian cultures, that was state of the art. That was the best available products at that time. Most of it handmade. But it looked so primitive. I gotta shorten the wire here somewhere. So anyway, when you think of state of the art, we typically think of real high tech kind of stuff. If you look at a mountain man and his wardrobe and everything he had, that was state of the art. As primitive as it seems, but still, that was state of the art. That was the best of the best. Now, I asked this guy, I said, when were you born? He said 1985. I said, okay, I graduated from high school in 1985. So I'm definitely older than you. No, I'm not sure right there. So I said, I think it was 79 or 78. I was in the 8th grade. You tried out for the football team, which everybody made it. They had a huge JV squad, so it didn't matter. You just didn't get to play. I sucked at it. Then, so I did the football team thing there. Then freshman year, I was going to go and went through tryouts and all that. And I just realized this isn't for me. I don't like these coaches barking at me all the time. I'm not someone who could be cheerleaded, pumped up externally. Someone screaming at me and all this. This wasn't for me. At that time, we did practices after school. I think they were an hour and a half. They might have been 2 hours. I could be wrong. It seemed like 2 hours. But you're in full uniform, pads and everything. You are running, sprints, blocking, all this stuff. But you were not allowed, you were restricted from drinking water. If you did sneak off and drink some water, you had to do laps. Now, at the time it was believed that if you filled up on water, the weight of it in your gut and all this kind of thing was going to slow you down. You would not be able to perform, optimally, athletically. And so, it wasn't just the school that I went to. This was every high school. This was college teams. Heck, the pros might have had the same practice. No water during play, during, the exercise of it. You could maybe get salt tabs. They'd hand out salt tabs. We never had those. But they said this is the early 80s. And I'm explaining this to this guy, and he thinks I'm nuts. He says, no way, that's crazy. He wouldn't let you drink water. I said, no, you were restricted from drinking water. And he could not, because how stupid. I guess people could die from it. I said, yeah, people got hurt, but not as many as you'd think. But he says, why did they do that? I said, that was state of the art. That was the common practice. They weren't doing it to be mean. They thought you would perform better not drinking the water, not being hydrated. And so it's let's go over here. I gotta find these damn glasses. So I think it might be 83. It was before I was out of high school. I read this pamphlet. And what they had started doing was they took marathon runners, and at the starting line they'd weigh them. Let's say guy's 150 pounds. At the end of the race, he's 145 pounds. Well, he's lost 5 pounds of weight. Well, it wasn't muscle, it wasn't fat. They figured it was fluid. And so they said, okay, we need to regain that 5 pounds of fluid. And they started out saying, well, after it's done, he needs to regain, drink 5 pounds of fluid. They said, no, we need to do this during the exercise because we're finding out that the loss was too great. And so it wasn't until the mid 80s that people started looking at hydration. I mean, back in the day, people already had a can of Coke in your hand. Nobody drank water. You couldn't buy bottled water unless it was a gallon jug for distilled water, something like that. Nobody sold water. It was stupid. There was water fountains everywhere. No one used them. But there was we had changed our minds with further research, realized that, hey, we need to stay hydrated. We need to hydrate these people during these activities. And so I read this pamphlet where they said, okay, now we got to start. You see guys running, the marathon runners, or any runners for that matter, along the way grabbing cups of water and constantly throwing it back because they're trying to replace the fluid loss so they can perform better. And so where's it going with this? Anyhow, here it is, the 80s. They're refusing you from drinking water. And by the 90s, mid 90s, they're forcing water on you. You need to be drinking water, hydration. Got to rehydrate, got to be hydrated. And thankfully so. But I told this guy, I said, don't ever think that just because we have a practice now, we're doing something now, we got it so figured out. Because we're so smart. And this will always be, we'll always think this way. Don't ever think that that's a permanent deal, that we don't make mistakes, even now with all the information that we have now. I really think that we're going to look back just a few years from now, be looking back on some things we've done the last decade or two, and we're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe we participated in that. We're going to be laughed at for some of the stuff that we're doing. But yeah, this guy couldn't believe. Some of you might be old enough, you that are younger, but I told the guy, I thought I was making it up. That during practice, you were not allowed to drink water. And that was a big deal because you were cheating the system. You would not be able to perform as well because you had too much fluid in you. Anyhow, I better shut up and find my glasses. Love you, God bless.